Unless you've been living under a rock, then you know that for the last month, Houston Rockets guard Jalen Green has been balling out like basically the best player on the planet. Dude has legit been earning Kobe Bryant comparisons, okay? And for Green, it's been a month-long transformation from a talented scorer searching for consistency into a bona fide offensive force. This is a guy who has strung together some all-NBA worthy performances that have vaulted him into legitimate star conversations. And it's also kept the Houston Rockets' playoff hopes alive and well in a very, very competitive Western Conference. I think it's safe to say that the switch has flipped for Jalen, and he is finally showing why he was the number 2 overall pick a few seasons ago. So I'm talking about all of that in today's video. First though, welcome to the Half Court Report. My name is Troy. Please do me a solid and like this video and subscribe to the channel as well. I talk about anything and everything NBA on this channel. I post several times a week, and I would love to have your support in helping me grow what I got going on here. So I was reading an article from Rahat Hook over at Forbes.com, and I want to talk about that piece and offer some of my own thoughts as well, because it has been quite the turnaround the past few weeks for the Rockets and Jalen Green. After struggling all season and leaving fans wondering if he would lose his starting job and having his name thrown around in trade rumors at the deadline, Jalen has exploded at just the right time for Houston. He captured Western Conference Player of the Week honors in mid-March, and for the month of March, he is averaging 28.5 points, 6.1 rebounds, 3.7 assists, with shooting splits of 50% from the field, 43% from three, and 81% from the line. Those three-point attempts, over 9 a game. And that 28.5 point per game average throughout March is 4th in the league, behind only Luka Doncic, Giannis, and Jason Tatum. Jalen is scoring more than SGA, KD, and Nikola Jokic throughout March. And right now, he is looking every bit like the future scoring champion that scouts projected him to be prior to the 2021 NBA draft. So if all this holds, it is a significant development for the Rockets in their rebuild. Mark Weeks over at Hoops Hype even said, more importantly for Houston, these are not meaningless games. Since March began, the Rockets have won 12 of 13 games, including the last 10 in a row. And while they are still on the outskirts of the playoff picture, their 37-35 record is good enough for the 11th seed and very, very close to a spot in the play-in tournament. Even more wild, this run has come without Alperen Şengün. The Rockets' third-year center was looking like an all-star this year, kind of like a mini Jokic with the way he was playing. He was having a breakout campaign before his season ended prematurely on March 12th due to a really nasty ankle sprain. So when his season ended, Houston was also supposed to be down for the count. But Jalen Green said, hey, not so fast, because I am playing with unbridled confidence and I am coming up with big plays in the clutch. Those big plays are often against quality opponents too. So for the past 3 weeks, for the past month, he has been the game-changing factor for this Rocket squad, and it is the biggest story in the NBA. Because Jalen Green has always been a highly talented scorer who averaged over 22 points per game last season, but there is a big difference between being just a high-volume scorer on a team near the bottom of the standings and being, the man on the NBA's hottest team. So when it all comes down to it, the Rockets are good again, and Jalen Green is a huge, maybe even the hugest part of that. And in part, that's because the team's stylistic changes in the absence of Şengün have played a big role in this. So without their main pivot, Houston's pace of play has increased, something better suited for an athlete like Jalen Green, who can get downhill more often, who can fire up threes off the dribble, and things like that. Green's handle and his excellent athleticism allow him to beat opponents off the dribble, while the reduced need to feed the low post to Şengün gives him more opportunity to do just that. He has exploded this month. So the next question is whether this is sustainable after Şengün comes back from his injury and takes away some of those shots and driving lanes from Jalen Green. Can the two players coexist? Because getting Green and Şengün to maximize their individual talents in such a way that benefits the team is going to be a big story heading into next season. Because it is hard to dispute that Şengün's absence has been a huge benefit to Jalen Green as an individual player. After the 2024 NBA trade deadline passed, it was actually revealed that Houston had offered a package to the Brooklyn Nets of Jalen Green and multiple first-round picks in exchange for wing Mikal Bridges in a type of win-now kind of move. That trade, of course, didn't happen, but with Green's latest run, that proposed deal is looking more and more interesting. The Rockets will likely not revisit trade talks in the offseason regarding Green due to his latest play, but the promise that he's shown this month does need to be seen. Will the Rockets extend him? Will they seek to secure his services long-term on a team-friendly deal? Is he going to be a max player? I mean, those are the types of critical questions that this offseason is going to have in store. But regardless, the Rockets are in a terrific spot down the road with whatever decision they make, because Green and Şengün are two huge pieces, whether it's in Houston or elsewhere, and they are eligible for contract extensions as early as this summer. As I mentioned before, Şengün was looking like a future all-star before that ankle injury. Amen Thompson, who the Rockets drafted last year as the 4th overall pick, has emerged in the second half of the season as a rim runner and defensive menace. I love his game. 20th overall pick, Cam Whitmore, was a steal, and he has played well enough to have many believe that he could have made Jalen Green replaceable before this latest run. And then you have Tari Eason, the 17th overall pick in the 2022 draft, who was leading the team in net rating before going down for the year with a leg injury. And Jabari Smith Jr., top 3 pick a couple years ago. He has shown some defensive and shooting chops, and even playing center in the absence of injured Alperen Şengün. So the Rockets, they'll also have a lottery pick in the 2024 NBA draft via the Brooklyn Nets, which can be used for another piece or traded for a win-now player. So there are lots of options that this team can take, but for this year, and with 40 wins and the play-in in clear view, things could not be looking better for the Houston Rockets. So, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. How excited are you for this Rockets team, and what do you think about what Jalen Green has been doing for the squad? Since you've watched this far, make sure you drop a like for the YouTube algorithm and hit that subscribe button too so you never miss another Rockets or NBA video from yours truly. Check out my pinned comment. And I did mention the NBA draft is going to be here before you know it. I went ahead and did a full first round mock. So who do I have the Houston Rockets selecting? Well, hey, you got to click it. You got to find out. Let me know what you think, and I will catch you next time on the Half Court Report. Have a great day, everybody.